I'm just very much a no plot, just vibes kind of girly, so this is perfection for me. I kind of thought it would be like maybe a darker fairy tale Ghibli vibe. I'm pretty sure it's a thriller, so they are indeed second cousins. Hello, welcome, thank you for being here. So today we're just gonna be reading some books and I'm actually recording this a little bit later because for some reason I just didn't film an intro. But yeah, today we're just gonna be reading some very different books, to be honest. I am very much a mood reader, so I tend to not really have like a specific TBR except for my gigantic TBR. That's like my lifetime TBR, you know? So I have like a TBR with I don't know how many 100 books of just every book I kind of want to read someday, and it keeps on growing. But I don't really have like a monthly TBR because a lot of people do like these, oh, my April TBR, my May TBR. I don't do that because I know I'm not gonna read any of these books because I'm such a mood reader. So I genuinely, when I finish a book, I'm just gonna pick up whatever after. Like I can't have a specific book that I know I'm gonna read after because it's very possible that I really don't want to read that. So in this video, we're gonna have a random mix of books. The first one is the second book in a series called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And a few days before I read that, I went to such a nice spot in my city that I didn't really know existed before. So I just went there again to read the book, and I was very excited to go there, and it was so nice. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be starting with. This is the book we're reading today. I don't know if you know it, but it's the second part in a series, and the first book is called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I've actually been reading this for a while now, so I got it for Christmas, but I only started reading it maybe like a month ago. I just kind of like to just take it slow and take it all in. So in this series, the plot revolves around a cafe. And in this cafe, if you sit in a specific spot, you can go through time. So you can go into the past or the future. But the thing is that you can't really change anything in the time that you go to. So the question usually is like, why would you even go? Or what would you even want to do there? And I really like this series, honestly. I think it's just very beautifully written, and also, I don't know, just the stories always make me think about them a lot, so I tend to take my time. So I genuinely don't know how much I'm gonna read today. I feel like I could finish it because it's only like 100 pages, but like I said, I kind of like to take it slow with these books, so I don't know yet. We'll see. So yeah, I'm just gonna get ready and then we're gonna go. I'm so excited. I thought this place was so nice. I hope that there aren't that many people so that I can get a spot to sit. Okay, bye! Okay, I'm back home. I actually already had lunch as well. But I figured I would kind of talk about the book for a second. Wait, I'm gonna get it. Okay, so I'm now finished with this, so I can actually take that out. Yeah, I ended up finishing the whole book. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it, but the vibes were just so cozy when I was just sitting there and I was listening to this playlist that I made that only has film music in it. If you can't concentrate that well while reading, maybe get a playlist only with film music. Because for me, that works so well because there's no singing. Because I struggle to concentrate on reading when someone else is talking in my ear, basically, or singing in my ear. So I kind of like to just listen to music without any voice. And also, just like the soundtrack of a great epic fantasy just makes the reading experience instantly 10 times better for sure. Like, I'm pretty sure when I was at the end of the book, the music that I was listening to was the battle from Narnia. I don't know if you know that music, but like, the experience was just elevated, okay? Like, it was amazing. So, the book actually ended up making me quite teary eyed. I didn't fully cry, but I was also in public. And like I said, you couldn't see it in the video, but there were other people there. So I just didn't feel like fully bawling my eyes out. But I did get quite teary eyed. Like, I had to take off my glasses at some point because I couldn't keep reading with my glasses on because it was annoying me because my eyes were so teary. But yeah, overall, I really like this book. Like I said, I just love the series overall. And a lot of people have said that it gets kind of repetitive, but like, you don't have to read the next book. Because to me, it's obvious that the next book is just going to be the exact same again. And I don't care. I love that. I could read a million more of these stories of people just going back or forward in time because they have this unfinished business. And even though they can't change anything, it ends up helping them in some kind of way still. I could read that a million more times, so I don't care. I tend to get these books for Christmas though, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just wait again until next Christmas, and then I'm just gonna put the third book on my wish list because it's just like an easy gift that I know I'm gonna enjoy, and I just have to tell someone to get the third book for me. So I'm probably not gonna read the next book in the series until next year, which is fine. I genuinely love just reading one of these books once a year, and they are just so comfortable. Not me saying comfortable when I was literally almost crying. But just, I don't know, they are kind of, I would say, like melodramatic maybe, so they are pretty emotional and sometimes very sad, but for some reason you still find yourself smiling and enjoying the ride and being there with the characters. It's hard to explain, but I really like this book. So, on to the next book, because literally before I started filming, my next library hold came in, and it's what's it called? The God of the Woods or something. It's very popular right now. So I'm kind of thinking of reading that. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. I guess I'll see you when I'm reading again. Okay, hi. It's still pretty early in the morning, so the lighting's probably kind of weird. I just wanted to come here for a second and tell you that I'm actually gonna be on a train for a few hours today. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start The God of Woods on the train, and we'll see how far I get. See you on the train. short little update because I don't have that much time. But the train ride was honestly intense. There were so many people. I don't know why, because it's a random Thursday. So it was kind of hard to find a seat, and then when I found a seat, it wasn't easy to concentrate on reading. So I think I read about 10% of the book, which is actually alright. I have to say, I put this book on hold a while ago. I don't even remember when. So I really didn't remember what it was gonna be about, to be honest. Like, I went in completely blind. I did not remember a thing, like really nothing. Not even the genre, which was interesting for me because from like the cover and the title of the book, I kind of thought it would be like maybe a darker fairy tale Ghibli vibe. I'm pretty sure it's a thriller, so it just wasn't really what I was expecting in the moment. But it's okay. I still think it's a very interesting book so far. Like, the 10% that I have read are pretty interesting. It feels a little bit like Cruel Summer, if you know that, to me. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the story develops, for sure. Okay, so I finished the book. It's actually been a few days since my last update because I kind of had a lot of stuff to do the past few days, so it just took me a little bit longer. But I also kind of think that was a good thing because, like I said, it turned out the book was a thriller, which I did not expect at all, to be honest. And I feel like with a thriller, it's kind of fun to just like guess who did it, you know, like what mystery is gonna unravel. And so I actually think it was kind of good that I took a little bit longer because then I had more time to like sit with the characters and think about the characters. So overall, I did enjoy the book quite a lot. I tend to not really love thrillers for some reason because most of the time I personally think it's just obvious what's gonna happen. And so the whole mystery is just not that interesting for me. But in this one, I would say it was the opposite, maybe a mix of both. I don't know how to say it without spoiling anything. But technically, what I expected did kind of happen. But another part of the book I didn't really expect at all. And that was kind of fun. But also still, the ending was kind of underwhelming to me. I don't really know what to think about the book yet. But like I said, I tend to not read that much thriller because at least the ones I've read lately, like in the last few months, have usually either been boring to me because I just knew what was going to happen at the end from like chapter 1. Or like with this one, I was guessing and it was kind of interesting, but then the ending was just kind of underwhelming, and that didn't ruin the book for me, but like I said, it was quite interesting to be like guessing and stuff, but the solution just, I don't even know how to say it. It just wasn't enough for me. I don't know. But overall, I did enjoy it. It was quite a good thriller, I think. But if you have any other recommendations of very good thrillers with like a very interesting mystery and like good plot twists, because it's annoying me when people say, oh my god, it's gonna be such a great plot twist, you're not gonna see it coming. And I personally think it's obvious from like the second chapter. So if you got some recommendations for me, please give me some, because I would love to read a very good thriller. I remember when I was, I think maybe 13 or 14, I loved thrillers so much. Like, maybe I even have some here. Yeah, I have like full series of thrillers over there because I like them so much. Maybe I should reread them because I don't really remember what happened in them. But I really like these, for example, so maybe I just need to dig a little bit deeper. I don't know. But that's my overall opinion of the book. So I really don't know what my next read is gonna be, to be honest. But a few days ago, I watched this movie that's called The Secret of Mooniker. And this was one of my absolute favorite childhood movies. And I thought this was like a lucid dream I had back when I was 7. I don't know. So I loved this movie so much when I was a child, but since I didn't know the name or anything, I didn't know how to find it. And then a few years ago, I think I found it because I knew some of the actors, and so I just found the film like that. But it wasn't available to watch anywhere, so I was just sad. And randomly, a few days ago, I saw a reel on Instagram that was like an edit of the movie, and I was like, oh my god, right? This movie of my childhood I completely forgot about. And so I watched it again, and I loved it so much. Like, genuinely, those type of movies that are like very fairy tale-ish, whimsical, magical, like Narnia, Stardust. So like these magical, whimsical films, I love these. And so I feel like this movie was right up my alley. It was so amazing. And so I thought, oh my god, there's probably a book, because usually movies tend to be adaptations of books. And so I found the book, and we're gonna read that together now, and I'm so excited. I already read like maybe the first few pages, and I'm already in love. I really like this book so much. I'm so excited to keep going. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna read next, and I'm so excited. But now I have a lot of uni stuff to do, so I'm gonna see you again when I find the time to read again. Okay, it's been a few days, and I just went to my local market, which I showed you a little bit before, to get these flowers and also some food because I do need to eat. But like, aren't they so cute? I think they are so pretty. So yeah, got me some flowers, and now I'm ready to keep reading my book. But I wanted to talk about it for a second because I don't think I have talked about it a lot. I also don't think I even have explained because I think I talked about the movie being called The Secret of Mooniker, and then I'm reading this book called The Little White Horse, but it is actually the right book. I don't know why they changed the name of the movie. I do think maybe because at that point maybe like My Little Pony and stuff like that became popular, so maybe they were thinking The Little White Horse is gonna sound a little bit too childish, I guess, because like I said, there are like cartoons that have similar names, and it just doesn't really fit the vibe. Because this is more of like a darker but still like whimsical, magical vibe, I guess. So maybe that's why they changed the name. And I actually like the name The Secret of Mooniker a lot as well. So I don't know, but I started the book on the train, and I actually got pretty far. I mean, also the book is not that thick. Like, I think it's maybe 200 or 300 pages, so it's not that long anyways. So in my version, it's actually just 200 pages, but I think the ebook is a little bit different than the actual book. But yeah, I read about 30%, I think, on the train, and I am in love. I really love this book. I'm just very much a no plot, just vibes kind of girly, so this is perfection for me. Like, this is so perfect. Just the way everything is written and the descriptions of everything are so beautiful. I definitely think this book is not going to be for you if you don't like dramatic descriptions. Like, think Lord of the Rings, even though this book is a lot shorter. So it's definitely not as long, but you know, like she definitely takes her time describing the house that they're living in and just like how everything looks, the flowers, the grass, everything. And I personally enjoy that a lot because it just gives me more to imagine in my head, I guess. And just overall, like the main character, she's just so cute and sweet and I guess very innocent, maybe naive, but like not in a bad way. I guess she's just so sweet. Like I feel like it's very Anne of Green Gables, maybe, if you know that. So because Anne is also always making friends with everyone and always calling the people like her kindred souls or what she says. And I feel like that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from Maria, and I love it. I also obviously already know the story because I have watched the movie, but so far it's pretty similar. It just adds a little bit more. Like there's just more that you can't really get into the movie. I really like it so far, no complaints, and I'm gonna keep reading now and we'll see how far I get because I also have a lot to do today, especially for uni right now. So we'll see. But I'm just gonna read now. Oh, and I also made myself, oh my god. I also made myself another matcha again with raspberries because it was so good last time. And I didn't get it quite right like last time, but it's still pretty delicious. So I know it's still very good. It's still very good. But yeah, let's start reading. Okay, I think I'm at about 60 or maybe 70% of the book now. I had to get my headphones in between because I just genuinely don't like sounds when I'm reading. Like, I just need to be in my own little world. And I had a window open and I was hearing people outside, and I didn't want that. So I got my headphones and I listened to my playlist again, and it was so great. And overall, I honestly, I don't even want to stop reading. I'm having so much fun. I love this book. I love this book so much. I'm having so much fun. But I do sadly have other things to do other than reading the whole day. I think I read for about an hour maybe, so it's not even that long. Maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. But I'm loving this book so much so far. I feel like I haven't even explained what it's about, so maybe I'm gonna do that now. Sorry, I wanted the sound to be a little bit better. So I'm just gonna explain to you a little bit about the book. I'm really not sure. Maybe I already talked about it before, but I don't think I did. So in this book, we follow our main character, who's a 13-year-old girl called Maria. And at the beginning of the book, her parents just died, I'm pretty sure. So she has to go and live with her uncle, who lives at a manor, I'm pretty sure, called Munaker. And there she finds out that there's this story about a moon princess who kinda has to not save the people, but like bring them together, because this is low-key like a Romeo and Juliet kind of vibe, you know? Some people of the city are just very much divided and they don't like each other. And she has to bring them together again. And there are magical pearls, although I don't even know if they are actually relevant in the book because that happens in the movie. But yeah, so far, genuinely, we've just been with Maria as she learns more about the place, about the new town that she lives in, and just meets all the people, just sees the beautiful place. It's close to the sea, so she sees the sea for the first time, and I just love it. It's so beautiful. It's really not a book for people that need a lot of plot. Like, I am so much a no plot, just vibes girly, so this is exactly what I'm into. Like I said, I think I maybe have like 35% left of the book, but I really need to do some things now. Maybe have lunch, and I kind of want to finish it today though because I'm having so much fun. So maybe I'm gonna finish it tonight, but I don't know yet. But I really want to because I really want to know how the story develops, if it's different from the movie. I feel like it's probably gonna be a little bit different because some things are already a bit different. One thing, I gotta be honest, have to talk about it. It's a spoiler though, so I'm gonna put like something. So if you don't want to know, just skip it. So spoiler warning. We have a love interest in the book. Like, it's not really, they are 12, you know? But I'm pretty sure they're gonna get together like when they are older, you know, in the epilogue, maybe. I don't know. And his name is Robin. That's not relevant, but I just want to be able to talk about him. So her and Robin have been like friends since childhood now. And I think it actually will turn out that they are related. And I don't love that. Like, not close, you know, like that they are distant cousins. But like, why do they have to be why do they have to be related at all? I don't understand why. Why would you do that? I don't know. But we'll see. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but for the way they have been writing that so far, it very much feels like it. Oh, and also, this is also a spoiler for the movie as well. So if you don't want to know, I don't know. But in the movie, Robin is such a different character. Like, in this, he's this cute boy that's like working for her uncle. Like, he's a stable boy, but he also does some other stuff. And in the movie, he's like this eyeliner wearing pirate dude. So it's just very different from what I am imagining in my head when we talk about Robin. I really have to check. Like, it's a completely different character to me now. Like, that's a different person. Because when I imagine the main character, the girl, Maria, I definitely imagine the girl from the movie now because I just saw it first. But with Robin, this is a different human being. Like, we're in a different, like, no. But I think I like Robin from the movie better. Like, I definitely thought he was kind of hot when I was 12. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, I really want to finish the book tonight, so we'll see if I have enough time because, like I said, I still have to do a lot of uni work as well. So I don't know, but I really want to. I'm having so much fun. I love this book. I'm so surprised I haven't read it sooner. So see you maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Probably see you when I finish the book. They are indeed second cousins, I think. Mm. Mhm. Hello, welcome back. Um, so I finished the book last night, and I don't know. Do I have a lot to say? Wait, I'm gonna need my notes. Okay, what did I write down? So yeah, I finished the book last night, and I really enjoyed it. Like, genuinely, this was such a good read. I'm so happy that I started this because it's been like a week or maybe two since I watched the movie. And since then, I've been saying I want to read this book, but I was kind of like, do I though? I don't even know why, but I was kind of like, but do I really wanna? I don't know. And I'm very glad that I did because I really liked it. The book definitely has a lot of different plot points, so the plot is not like completely the same, But I would say what the film did so well is that it just kept the essence. So just like the main character Maria, for example, she's like a very, I don't know how to say it, but I think she has like a very specific character, and I think if you get that wrong, it's just not gonna work. And I think they did it very well in the movie. I really like the actress. I don't know her name right now, Dakota something. But she also played Lyra in the film adaptation of The Golden Compass. And I know in that case, maybe she doesn't really fit the character look wise, but I think that character wise, she really played the character well. And I think Maria is kind of a similar character. Like they are just very, I don't want to say feisty, but they are kind of like girls that are just gonna do what they want to do. And I appreciate that. What I like a lot about Maria though is that she's also a cute girly. Like she just wants to wear gorgeous gowns and live in a beautiful castle and go on adventures with her magical animals. And honestly, same. Like I respect that. I want to be that. I feel like the author really just wrote every like whimsical fairy tale girl's dream. Genuinely, I feel like she just knew where we all wanted to be and what we all wanted to wear, and she captured that in a book. Because overall, not that much happens, to be honest. Like, this is not a plot heavy book. This is very much a vibes kind of book. I think I said that already like 10 times, but I just wanted to add that again in case you didn't hear me the first 50 times. I don't know. But like I said, I just really like the characters. I already said it before, but Robin is a completely different character, so they kind of went in a different direction there for the movie, but I think it's also fine because a movie doesn't have to be the one-on-one adaptation. And like I said, for the other characters, they just captured the essence so well that I'm very much fine with Robin being completely different, especially since I did have a crush on him when I was a child and I thought he was kind of hot. So I'm totally okay with them changing it because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten eyeliner piratey kinda Robin, which is a very different person from this book where he's stable boy cutesy kinda Robin. Now I have to say at some point the book is very Christian. Like at some point it's just they are just Christian and they talk about it a lot at some point. Like not the whole book, but at some points in there, they just yeah. So I just want to say if you don't like reading that, just want to tell you that. But otherwise, it's really beautifully written. It reminded me of, like I said before, I think Anne of Green Gables, The Secret Garden, Narnia, Alice in Wonderland, but not like the movie adaptation either, but also like more of the book version. So those are the types of vibes that I was getting from this book, and I really liked it. For the ending, though, I gotta so spoiler here for the ending. Um, like I said, they are in fact cousins, second cousins, not, but they also aren't really distant cousins. Like his mom and I think her dad were siblings. I think. I don't know. I'm confused, but they were cousins and I didn't like that. And also, I figured that they would get married in the end because it's just that type of like fairy tale ending, you know? Like, and they lived happily ever after, you know? So I figured, I just thought it would be like 15 years later because they are 12, maybe 13 in the book. Um, they get married 1 year later. So when they are 14. And also in the book, I mean, the book is older. Maybe that's like why, but were people still getting married in 14 in the 50s? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So, but I just didn't enjoy that. And especially they were talking about, yeah, they had to wait 1 more year to grow up a little bit more. And I was like, guys, you're fucking 14. I cannot. What do you mean you're grown up? I don't know, that was a little bit hard for me, but otherwise I really like the book. And since for me basically reading is like binge watching, like I'm just binge reading. So I just constantly have to read something. So I'm actually already halfway through my next book, but it is in fact an audiobook, so I'm just listening to it. And I have read the book before. So right now I'm listening to the audiobook of A Darker Shade of Magic, but I have read the books before, so I'm not going to talk about that. And also I've started a book. What is it called? It's called Six Scorched Roses, and I think I've talked about it before. I genuinely usually go into books knowing nothing about them. Like this was special that I was going into a book already having watched the movie. I tend to like to just not know anything about the book. So for this book, I just saw the cover when I started it, and to me, it kind of looks like the typical romantasy books cover wise. So I kind of thought that's what it was gonna be. But then the first sentence, wait, let me read you the first sentence. So this is how the book starts. The first time I met death, it was in my first breaths, or rather, the first breaths I didn't take. And I was like, excuse me. I thought this would be a romantasy. Why are we dying in the first sentence? Like, I'm so confused. Um, so yeah, I haven't really gotten far, but so far I like the vibe. And like I said, it's not what I expected at all in any way. So I'm intrigued. But I'm gonna end the video here though, because I feel like it's probably pretty long already. So we're gonna end it here. Thank you for reading with me. I feel like I wasn't even talking much about the books except the last one. And genuinely, I was just filming because I wanted to show the cute places that I was reading at. So yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And I hope you have a great week. Bye!